Hi, and welcome back to Dwayne's Guitar Lessons, where we are learning how to rock this bad boy in Lesson 2. Now let's take a quick review. Hopefully in Lesson 1 you did what you're supposed to do. Get your guitar, get your amp, get your cable, okay? Plug those in, be ready to get started, okay? And if you have an amp like this, I told you how to work it and get in a really good sound, okay? All you really need to get a good rock sound is two things. You just need to have the gain or the overdrive. Different amps that call it different things. The gain and the overdrive, and then the volume, okay? Those two things are gonna give you your sound. And everybody sounds a little bit different, so you just gotta kind of dial what's in for you, what you like, okay? So that'll be kind of up to you to figure that out, all right? Now, before we get started rocking, we gotta know a couple things. Like first of all, how to tune our guitar. Now, in order to tune the guitar, we need to know the names of the strings, okay? So we have 6 strings. The smallest one is going to be the first string, and the biggest one here is going to be the 6th string, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our strings are going to be named as what? First string is E. Second one is B, G, D, A, and E. Okay, so if you wanted to learn it like an acronym to remember it, you could say Easter bunnies go dancing after Easter. Okay, if you wanted to do it this way, you could go Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Those are just acronyms you can just to remember the strings. Now you need to know that because without that you can't really tune the guitar properly. Okay, so remember the names of your strings and the numbers. It's very important. Okay, now when it comes to tuning your guitar, I would recommend getting something like this, a little clip-on tuner. Okay, it just clips onto the headstock of the guitar like this. All right, and you turn it on. It's got a little light on there. As you can see, I'm trying to show you this real easy. Okay. Now, as you can see, it shows you the name of the string, the little light, and when it gets to the center, that means it's in tune. Okay? As you can see, this one's a little bit, if it's too far one side, it's too sharp. If it's one side, it's flat. Okay? So you want it to be kind of in the center. This string looks like it's a little bit sharp, so we're going to bring it back a little bit. There we go. Okay? And it gets green in the center. When it's in tune, it gets green. So it's red on one side, yellow on the other. Real simple to use. See, this one's an A, tells you it's in tune. Next string is a D, tells you it's in tune. Next string is a G, tells you it's in tune. Next string is a B, tells you it's in tune. And the next string is a E, tells you it's in tune. Okay? Real simple, real simple. We don't need to go into a lot of detail about that. If you have questions, feel free to contact me. I will guide you through that. Maybe send you a little more information through the email or something like that, okay? Now, we got it in tune. We know it's in tune. We got our guitar plugged into the amp. We've got it on our rock channel. A little sound going on. You gotta watch it with these amps. They're kind of powerful. They'll rock you out. So I usually only have it on about 2. Now, first thing we're going to learn is some rock chords, some open power chords. These are going to be our first chords to start with. They're going to be real simple, and you're only going to have to play them with one finger. Isn't that great? All right, so let me move this camera over here so you can see it better. And I'm going to show you how we're going to get started rocking with some open power chords. Okay, here we go. All right, now you're not going to be able to see my face, but that's okay. We don't need to see my face. You just need to see the guitar. All right, here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our first finger, we're going to put it on the 5th string right here. 2nd fret, 1st string, 2nd fret. Okay? And then we're going to pick. We're going to pick, hold our pick like this. Okay? So I usually hold it like this so that this is facing towards the body of the guitar. Okay? Facing the strings, as you can kind of see my hands here in this video. See how I'm doing that? I'm taking this pick, facing it towards. I'm taking my hand and kind of resting it on the strings a little bit and giving it this kind of percussive sound. We don't need to go into massive detail about that in this lesson, but that'll be in future lessons. But right now we're just concerned with getting this chord down, okay? This is our open E chord, and the reason why is because when you play a string without putting a finger on it, it's called open, okay? So we're playing the 6th string open and the 5th string, we're fretting it at the 2nd fret, putting our first finger 2nd fret. And we're just going to pick those 2 strings, not the rest of them, just those 2. Like this. That's your open E power chord, okay? Now if we take our finger and we bring it down one more, now we've got our open A power chord. Once again, why is it open A? Because this is the A string and we're not playing it open, okay? And with our picking hand, now instead of picking on the 6th and 5th string, we're gonna pick on the 5th and 4th string. Just like that. Okay? So the chords are both the same. You just move down a string. And we have one more, which is our open D chord, okay? Right here. And once again, we pick only the 4th and 3rd string. So with these chords, you're only having to hold them down with one finger, and you're only picking 2 strings. Can't really get much simpler than that. I mean, that's about as easy as you're gonna get for starting out, okay? So one finger on one string, 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, okay? If it's on the 3rd string, 2nd, and these are all on the 2nd fret, okay? Don't play them anywhere else, just right here on the 2nd fret, okay? Not on the 1st fret, because it won't sound right. Listen, see, that sounds terrible. We don't want that. 2nd fret. There we go. Play it on the 3rd fret, sound right, okay? It's got to be on the 2nd fret, okay? These are our open power chords, okay? So if we're playing on the 6th and 5th, that's open E. If we're playing on the 5th and 4th, that's open A. And if we're playing on the 4th and 3rd, that's open D. Now you want to work with these and get them down real good and get the coordination between your hands. That's the main thing that we're doing here. It's just these first few lessons aren't really going to be playing much a whole lot. We're just going to getting our hands developed to work together, to hold down the string and pick the strings, okay? And you can kind of see how my hand is here. And I'll go into this more in detail into future lessons of this training course. But for right now, just kind of have your hand here like this. 6th and 5th on the open E, 5th and 4th on the open A, and 4th and 3rd on the open D. And then what you want to do is try to work with, working with them, moving them around. Like here's your open E, maybe do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go to your open A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open D. Back to your open A. Back to your open E. Okay, these are just basic fundamental exercises to work with these chords. Try to go from A to D if possible. You'd have to skip the 4th string, but and then open D. Open A. Back to open E. Now later on later in the lessons I'll explain to you, I'll give you some examples of how these chords are used in song, okay? But before we get to that, we got to know how to play them first, know how to form them and how to play them, okay? So the best thing to do is just kind of count 1, 2, 3, 4. You could count 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and go to the next chord. Maybe back to E again. Okay? And just be creative with these. When you look at a trumpet, it only has 3 valves. So think of how creative a trumpet player has to be with those 3 valves, okay? Well, this is kind of the same thing. We're learning 3 chords, open E, open A, and open D. Try to be creative with these 3 chords, okay? Just like a trumpet player is creative with just those 3 valves, okay? Now, you're going to learn a lot of other chords too as well, but just for right now, we're working on these open starter chords, okay? These open power chords. Real simple, 1 finger on 1 string, but you're going to be picking 2 strings with this hand. And always remember that you're picking, starting off with the open string in that chord, and that's why it's called an open chord, because you're playing a string without putting a finger on it, okay? That's what open means. There might be a test on that later, so make sure you remember that. Okay, and then the tuning. We got to get one of these tuners here. These are great because you can just clip them on. Normally I would clip them up here, but I clipped it here so you could kind of see it a little bit better, see how it works and stuff. And like you can see, it's right there. It tells you the name of the string and if you're in tune, okay? So once again, open E. I usually tap my foot too for timing purposes, because you got to build timing. All musicians have like an internal clock in them that they develop, okay? So that's one of the things that you're going to have to do, is develop that internal clock, okay? So then by doing this and tapping your foot and counting, you don't have to count out loud like I'm doing, but you just count in your head if you don't want to count out loud, but just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There I went, 8 on A, E, and then D, and then I jumped back to E. Okay, and that almost sounded like a song. There's a lot of songs like that. Tons of songs that use these chords. So this is a really good place to start. It's simple, it's easy, and later on, like I said, we'll talk about a little bit more with developing this hand. But right now in this particular lesson, just get the guitar in tune with your tuner. Get a tuner like this. If you need help with that, like I said, let me know. I'll help you out. And work on these open power chords. They're simple. They're about as easy as you're going to get. You're not going to get any simpler than this, okay? Now this is just my own kind of thing, but you just kind of get your own rhythms going, okay? Just kind of be creative. You got 3 chords. Work with them. E, A, D, A, D, A, E, D, A, E, whatever you want to do. Just get to where you can play those very, very well. Just practice them a little bit at a time. And before you know it, you'll start sounding like you're playing a song. Now make sure the picking is in coordination with it as well, okay? Because you don't want to be picking the string that you got your finger on and the string below that, because it won't sound right. Okay? You don't want that. You want to pick that open string as well with it. That's what makes it an open chord. Okay? So the main thing is the coordination between the hands, okay? And I've been doing this a long time, so I'm doing it quickly and seems smooth and everything. So if you're having some problems with it, let me know and I'll see if I can guide you. But it's real simple. You just got to practice it, okay? Put in a little string time, sit down somewhere quiet, work on your studies, okay? You want to be good at guitar, you can't just play guitar, you got to study it, you got to practice it. You got to really get into it, focus, okay? Give yourself try to develop a little discipline. Because when it's all said and done, it's going to really make a big difference. That's what this training course is about, is getting you set up to build a solid foundation so that when you continue learning, because guitar is something you play for years, okay? So, once again, open A, open E, and open D. 3 open power chords, okay? Make sure you got a nice amp, nice rock sound, and actually if you wanted to, you could even do it on a clean channel, just to begin with, just to make sure you got what you got going on. Same thing, just a clean sound. And then maybe once you get comfortable with that, start your rock sound. But don't turn your amp up too loud because it'll just start making all kinds of crazy sounds, okay? All right, so let me just go ahead and conclude our lesson there with this particular lesson. Okay, so what did we learn today? Well, we learned about our tuner. There's all kinds of different ones. This is just one of them. You can get one of these anywhere. Get them online, get them at your music store. These are perfect. They're not too expensive. They just clip on. You don't have to have the guitar plugged in or anything. They're really good for that, okay? They're portable. You just toss them in your bag and you're ready to go. What kind of little watch battery, okay? Really, really good. And then get these open power chords. 1 finger, pick 2 strings, okay? And work with that. And then the 3rd lesson will be coming very soon, probably tomorrow, okay, maybe the next day. But I just want to give you some time to practice. You got to have a little bit of time to get this stuff down. This is pretty easy, so the next lesson will probably be tomorrow. So watch for that. But as we start to work on a little bit more progressions with our studies, the lessons will give you a little bit more time to study and practice and things like that, okay? So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You have yourself a great day, and look for the next lesson coming very soon. If you have any problems, give me contact. Let me know on Facebook. You can go to my contact my website, contact me on Facebook, YouTube, whatever you want to do. All right. Thank you very much, and you have yourself a great day.